don't know if you'll believe me, but I gotta get this off my chest. It's about my wife, Amanda. She's been gone for a while now, and I can't shake this feeling that something ain't right. Let me tell you what happened. It all started a couple of months ago. Amanda and we've been married for 5 years, and for the most part things were going okay. We had our ups and downs like any couple, but we were getting by. Then one day, out of nowhere, everything changed. I came home from work one evening, expecting to see Amanda waiting for me like she always did. But when I walked through that door, she was nowhere to be found. I called out her name, but there was no answer. I started to panic, thinking something bad had happened to her. I searched the whole house, but she wasn't there. That's when I noticed something strange. Her phone was still on the kitchen counter, along with her purse and keys. It was like she had just disappeared into thin air. I didn't know what to do, so I called the police. They came over and asked me a bunch of questions, but they couldn't find any sign of Amanda. I was freaking out, thinking the worst. Then, a few days later, I got a call from the hospital. They said they had Amanda there, and that I needed to come down right away. I rushed over, hoping she was okay. When I got to the hospital, they took me to see Amanda. But when I walked into that room, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. She was strapped to the bed, her eyes all glazed over like she was in some kind of trance. I asked the doctors what was going on, and they told me that Amanda had been admitted to the psych ward. They said she was having some kind of breakdown and that they needed to keep her there for observation. I tried talking to Amanda, but she didn't even recognize me. It was like she was a completely different person. I begged the doctors to let her go, but they said they couldn't release her until she was stable. I didn't know what to do, so I went home and tried to figure things out. That's when I found out the truth. Amanda's family had been pressuring her to leave me for years, but she always refused. They didn't like me because I wasn't rich like them. I also found out that Amanda's family had been feeding lies to the doctors, telling them that she was mentally unstable and needed to be locked away. They wanted to control her inheritance, which was worth millions. I was furious. How could they do this to her? How could they take away her freedom like that? I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know where to start. I spent the next few weeks trying to get Amanda released from the psych ward, but it was like banging my head against a brick wall. The doctors wouldn't listen to me, and Amanda's family had all the money and power. Then, one night, I got a call from Amanda. She was crying and begging me to help her. She said she had managed to escape from the psych ward, but she was still trapped somewhere. She didn't know where she was, but she could hear footsteps coming down the stairs. I told her to stay calm and that I would come and find her. I raced over to the hospital, my heart pounding in my chest. When I got there, I followed the sound of Amanda's voice until I reached the basement. And that's when I saw her. She was chained up to the wall, her wrists bloody from trying to break free. I rushed over to her and held her in my arms, promising her that everything would be okay. But as I looked into Amanda's eyes, I realized the horror of what had happened. Her family had betrayed her, and now she was paying the price. She had lost everything, including her sanity. I don't know what the future holds for us, but I'll do whatever it takes to get Amanda the help she needs and to bring those responsible for this nightmare to justice. I just hope it's not too late for us to start over and rebuild our lives together.